Hey, what is going on, guys? It's Young here, and today I'm back in our Fortnite video, and in today's video, I'm going to give you guys some tips and tricks and show you guys how to become a better player in this game, and also what you guys can do to get way more wins here in Fortnite Season 3. I want to show you guys some of the strategies that I use to get better, and also some of the strategies I use to win game after game. So that's what I want to be sharing with you guys in this video. And real quick, before we get into the video, I have a V-Buck giveaway. I give away 2,000 V-Bucks every single Friday. So if you guys want to take part in this giveaway and win some free V-Bucks, all you guys have to do is to drop a like on this video. Make sure you guys do subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys do turn on post notifications so you guys get notified for every single new video and when I announce the winners. And lastly, leave a comment down below of either your Xbox gamer tag, your PSN gamer tag, or Epic account, and you guys will be automatically entered into the next giveaway. And lastly, make sure you guys do support me in the item shop. All you guys have to do is go down to the bottom right, click on support a creator, type in creator code YoungHumor, and you guys will have me added and supported as a creator in the item shop. And alright guys, let's go right to the video. Alright, so in this video, I wanted to give you guys some tips and tricks on how to become a better player in this game. But also want to give you guys some very good strategies that you guys can use to win a lot more games here in Fortnite. So one of the biggest things that I've noticed for myself, and this is something that I've noticed specifically here for Season 3, and this has helped me get win after win, and the gameplay I have in the background is from my live streams, and in this specific live stream, I ended up getting about, I think it was like 5 to 7 wins in a row. I mean, I was just going off getting win after win. I was playing extremely well, and the number one thing that really set apart me losing a lot of games from winning was knowing when to challenge the other players, to becoming a much smarter player in this game, learning when to challenge and when not to challenge. And there's a few things that you guys have to really understand if you want to be able to win so many more games here in Fortnite. And so one of the biggest problems that I've had was getting third-partied from all over the place, and this is a problem that most of you guys probably have as well. And one of the things that I noticed, and one of the best ways to prevent this, and one of the best ways to prevent yourself from losing game after game, is knowing exactly when you should challenge a gunfight and knowing exactly when you shouldn't. And just a really quick and easy example to really illustrate what I'm talking about is, so say for example, you're in a gunfight against another player, you're in a build fight, and someone tries to third party you from either the left or right side. So you're in a gunfight against another player and you get third party from a guy who's relatively pretty close. And so what you would want to do in that situation is you don't want to make any quick pushes on either of the players, because one thing you'll notice, and this is something I noticed in solos, is people play really slow, really campy, and they pretty much play every single game, every single pub game like arena. So most of the time you're not going to be able to get quick gunfights and just have them over with. So one of the things that you would want to do in that situation, if you were in the middle of a gunfight and then someone tries to third party you, your best bet is to just sit in a box and not challenge either of them. Because what would end up happening is, even if you're a really good player in this game, you're very good at building and editing, if you were to continue to challenge the guy in front of you, and the guy in front of you, say, hit you for 100 damage, even if you won that gunfight, you're probably going to be losing to the next player, unless you maybe have a couple mythic weapons or a couple launch pads and you get lucky enough to get away. And at the same time, if you just sit in the box and don't challenge either of them, and then those two players end up fighting, then you can get a third party on those two players, which is going to put you in a major advantage. So that's why just knowing when to challenge and when not to challenge is going to be such an essential thing to winning so many more games, giving you just the biggest advantage ever. And like I said, even if you're a really good player, knowing when to challenge and when not to challenge, really, even for myself, was a big make or break in between, you know, maybe winning every other game or so to really being able to win the majority of games that I'm playing. Just knowing when exactly I should be challenging other players and when exactly I shouldn't. And a really easy way to understand, so if you guys are maybe a little bit confused on exactly when you should challenge and when you shouldn't, just one thing to keep in mind is just try to think to yourself, what exactly could I do that's going to give me the biggest advantage possible, and what would give me such a disadvantage, and what would make the fight harder. And you want to make sure that every time you're challenging in the gunfight, you give yourself the best possible advantage. You always want to think about that every time you're fighting another player, is what you can do to give yourself a bigger advantage over that player. And just doing that one thing alone is going to allow you to get much easier kills and also get much easier wins here in Season 3. So the next thing that you guys want to do is, a lot of times when you're going to improve at this game, it can be kind of difficult to see yourself improve, because when you're improving at something, it doesn't matter what it is. But say you're trying to improve here in Fortnite, it's going to be very difficult, because when you improve it at a game or whatever the case may be, you usually improve very slowly. You really don't go from one day being really bad to the next game being insane, dropping like 40-50 kill games. It's just not very likely in something that normally ever happens. So what you want to do, if you really feel like you don't improve at this game, you want to try to set a couple benchmarks for yourself so you can see yourself improve. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to find an area of the game that you want to improve on. You want to find a specific mechanic. So that mechanic could be something like, well, something like aiming could be very difficult to really have a measure on, but maybe something like building, editing, working on playing more aggressive, different things like that you can really measure a lot easier. And what you want to do is you want to set yourself a benchmark so you can see yourself improve. And there's a ton of examples of this, but a really clear example that I made in just a couple of days ago in a video where I talked about improving your editing speed. And one thing that I showed is just for a really easy, clear example. And in that video, I showed editing courses. When it comes to editing courses, pretty much all of them have a timer, so you can time yourself going through the editing course. And a really easy way to see yourself improve is just trying to go through the edit course as fast as you can, trying to reduce the amount of time it takes for you to go through the entire course. So that's something you can very clearly see, because over the course of a week, if you really practice your edits, I guarantee you practice that course over the course of the week, you're probably not going to get like the best time ever, but I guarantee you over a course of maybe a couple of days or even a week at the latest, you're going to see that time improve exponentially. And that's how you know you're going to be getting better at this game versus really just trying to practice a couple edits and practice a couple builds here and there. And it's going to be much more difficult to find out exactly how much you're improving, and it might be kind of discouraging because you feel like you're not much improving at the game, which in reality you actually are. And the same thing could be applied when it comes to learning, maybe improving your building speed, is you want to practice different retakes. And over the course of a week, if you practice different retakes, you're going to notice that you're going to get a whole lot better at doing new high ground retakes. And at the same time, the retakes that you previously have done, you're going to be way more consistent, and you're also going to be faster at them. So that's just some easy ways that you can see yourself improve. More things that are a little bit more difficult is something like aim, because there's not really, I mean, you have a couple aiming courses, but aim is just one of those things that's really hard to measure. So it's just one of those things that you just have to constantly improve on, and then just try to practice aiming your shots, having the right sensitivity, and just doing those things correctly is just the best way to go about improving your aim. But there really isn't like something you can really measure with that. And the third way to get much better at this game and to win more gunfights, and that is going to be playing faster here in Fortnite. Now, there's a couple ways of going about playing faster here in this game, but playing faster really is the make or break between winning a lot of games and not, just because when you're playing faster, it's going to be much difficult for the average player to keep up, and you're going to be able to win so many more gunfights. Now, the best way to play faster and the easiest way to do it is you always want to try to think one step ahead of the other player. And one thing you'll notice after going to a lot of gunfights is a lot of players tend to do very similar things. Meaning that when you're in a gunfight against other players, a lot of the times you can try to predict exactly what they're doing, and sometimes you can get it right, sometimes you'll be wrong. But if you really noticed a lot of patterns in the way other people are playing, when it comes to maybe box fighting, maybe the way they rotate, a lot of the times you're able to predict exactly what the other player is doing. So that's exactly what you want to do, is you want to try to be one step ahead of the other player, and that's going to allow you to play much faster. You're going to be much quicker, and you're going to be able to win so many more gunfights here in this game. So playing quicker is probably going to be one of the best things and most important things you guys want to work on. So just remember trying to stay one step ahead of the other player, trying to read what they're doing before they do it, and then also improving your editing speed. I think if you're a very fast editor and you're also good at staying ahead of the other player, that is going to be a recipe for getting a lot of kills. Because if you're trying to predict another player and you think you know exactly what they're going to do, but then you choke up all of your edits, it's going to be very difficult to do so. So you really want to focus on your editing speed too if you are looking to play faster in this game. So with that being said, that's wrap it up for this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, if you guys found this video very helpful, make sure you guys do drop a like, make sure you guys do subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Make sure you guys do hit that notification bell so you guys get notified for every single new upload. And as well, I do live stream every single day here on this channel at 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you guys do hit that notification bell so you guys can get notified when I go live here on this channel. It's a ton of fun. I play solos every single day, and that's exactly what the gameplay here is in the background. So like I said, I appreciate you guys watching the video, and alright guys, I'll see you next video.